Honestly and truly, I have been talking about a room makeover for way too long here on this channel, and over this last 2 months I have been slowly chipping away at it where I finally feel ready to share it all with you today. If you've been here for a while, you'll know that we moved about 1.5 years ago to a new home where I now have my craft room down in my basement. In the other house I also had it in a basement, but it was a much smaller space because I couldn't really host a lot of my supplies. So when we moved to this home and this basement was claimable for my craft space, I was pretty excited about it, and I started bringing all my things down here. But the problem is that it wasn't organized, and on top of it, it wasn't really my favorite color, because as much as I love blue, it was so hard to film in this space because every time I went to edit videos, my skin tone had a blue hue to it, and it just wasn't working. So one of the things I was dying to get to was painting the walls in my new craft room. Painting was not going to be an easy task at all because I had to move all of the cabinets away from the walls, and on top of it, I figured if I was going to go through all of that mess, I wanted to make sure that I organized all my stuff too. And I knew it was just time to purge some things that I had been holding on to for, dare I say it out loud, 20 years. Oh yeah, that's right. There were some things I had in my craft room that I have had for 20 years that I finally let go of. I was feeling pretty good about that. Now I want to keep this tour sweet and simple, so I'm going to be showing you around the room all the different areas of things that I updated. Mainly you're going to see paint and a couple of new cabinet shelving items. Now, if you missed the other room tour that I did of this space, I'm going to link that video in the cards, down below in the description box, and at the top of my comments. I'll pin it there, as well as the end of this video. That way, see if you want to go back and check and see what the blue used to look like, you can be able to do it in that video. This room is not lacking in space at all. It has a lot of really long walls here in the basement. One of the things I wanted to make sure that I utilized was on the north side of the basement. There's a long wall that I decided to go to Ikea and had custom cabinets assembled here down in the basement. Actually, and when I say custom, I mean like a guy at Ikea helped us out, and then we brought them here and we built them. And if you've ever built Ikea furniture, you will know that, especially when you're doing cabinets like this, it's a really repetitive process. So we ended up bringing those pieces home, and my husband helped me build all of these cabinets, but they were custom because I was able to measure the wall and know what shelves I wanted where inside these cabinets. The purpose are to be able to host all of my off-season items and on-season items, whatever I'm using in my videos, so I can get to them quickly. When I first put them up, they were a mess. I just shoved stuff in them. So with this room makeover, I took the time to go through every single tub, every single drawer, every single bin, and I organized and kept only the things that I knew I was going to be using for the rest of this year and moving into next year. Now, a funny thing about these cabinets, they have been so awesome. I love them for the storage space, but there were two things that I needed to address. Number one was putting handles on the doors. The doors, I had handles for them, we just hadn't had time to put them on, and so finishing this room makeover allowed me to be able to put handles on them so I can open the cupboards really easy without feeling frustrated trying to grab them from the bottom or the top. So I will definitely recommend put handles on your cabinets. It will make your life so much easier. The other thing is that whenever I needed something from the cabinets and someone was willing to come down here and help me for the day, I would say, oh, it's in the third cabinet or fourth cabinet, and they would say from left to right. That got to the point where nobody really seemed to know where my system headspace was, so I went and purchased a bunch of numbers. I painted them black and distressed them and put them on the front of the cabinets. This gave it a really cute farmhouse locker look to them, and I love it. I love how they turned out, and now when I say it's in cabinet number 6, they know exactly where it is. They're able to open that cabinet and find it really quickly. An area that I thought I wasn't going to get a chance to get to, but I was so glad, I'm so grateful for my oldest son who helped me do it, He helped me paint the front of my cabinets in the kitchen little sink kitchenette area. Kitchenette, isn't that what we call it? Anyway, he helped me paint the cabinets. He got it started, and then I came back in with the last 2 coats of them, and then my husband helped me by putting on all the new handles that also match the cabinets from the Ikea pack system. I really think it would be super cool to do some kind of a vinyl decal thing on the front of the refrigerator. I'm not sure yet, but I really like that there's a little refrigerator there. It's kind of where we put all of our family sodas. We are in St. Louis and we love Fitz's root beer. So if you haven't tried it and you're local in the area, go ahead and give it a try. It's my favorite root beer, and I've tried a lot. Now, truth be told, there is still one space that is not organized, and it's because I still have to paint inside the cabinets, which is the kitchenette. I'm not gonna lie to you all, nobody has it together in their craft room, even with me putting in 2 months of rigorous, hard work. We're talking blood, sweat, and tears, because there were several times I would like cut my hand on something. I'm actually kind of rough on my hands. Anyway, even with 2 months putting that in, I'm still finding little things I want to tweak. Like, I need to paint the inside of the kitchen cabinets, and I will probably be doing that in this next couple of weeks with my son. He's willing to help me paint the inside. I want to line them, and then I think I'm feeling like I want to put like a sticky wall tile backsplash. I'm not sure yet. I don't know. We'll see about it. I just think it would be kind of cool to put something on there. Another thing I wanted to address in this space is going up the walls and utilizing those areas. I didn't really utilize the space very well, and now it is. When you first come down the stairs, and by the way, I still have not painted the stairway going up to the main floor, which is fine. I knew I wasn't going to be doing that with this makeover. It'll come later on in another video over on my home channel. But when I was coming down the stairs, I felt like there was so much wall space there that I could be using a lot better. So I had these really great drawer cabinets, mini cabinets. I wouldn't even say that. They kind of remind me of those things my dad had in his garage. We had all of his screws in them, but I ended up getting mine from the Container Store, and this is going to be where I host all of my paper and just little embellishments for paper crafting. They're going to go inside of these cabinet little drawers. So I was able to mount those onto the wall. I was able to put my plaque on the wall, which was really fun to have it out in the open. And then on the other side, I put up some Ikea buckets along the wall so that I can host all of my scissors, paintbrushes, just random things that I use all the time here in my craft room, and I want to be able to get to them quickly. And then on the other side of that wall, I ended up having my ribbons go back up. So I used a shoe rack for ribbon storage, and it worked really great. I still have it. It's going to be hosting some other ribbon that are like off-season holiday ribbons, so I can bring it out when I need that. But this particular area is going to be for the ribbon that I use day to day all the time. I'm so excited to have those mounted back up. I get a lot of people asking questions about where I got my ribbon racks from. I picked them up from Joann's a while ago. I don't know if they have them on their website anymore. I will try to link them if I can find them, or if I can find something similar on Amazon, I'll link it down below. I'll try really hard. When you swing over to the right, you get to my filming area. That is the place where I sit down and craft everything. So I knew that I wanted to put a logo on the wall behind me, and oh my word, I don't know why this one was so hard for me, but it was. I spent so much time looking for letters. Should I cut them out myself? Should I custom have them cut out? And then this one divine day, I was in Joann's. I decided to go towards the back of the store where they had all the wood cut out letters, and there was a new company that they were carrying wood letters from. I was so giddy because the font was exactly what I had in my head. I wanted something that was easy to read, something that was really fun and cute and just, I don't know, warm, inviting. Can you get that off of a font? And yes, I am aware that the H is not capitalized as well as the S. I do that on purpose just because, again, I like typography and I wanted those to be lowercase so that the DIY really stood out with bold letters. Now my desk is at an angle now, which I love it for filming purposes. I feel like you get to see that corner a lot better. So that meant that I got to shift around my cabinets, which meant I got to go shopping at Ikea, and I went and picked up the Calyx system. Ikea's names are pretty rough, so I'm going to link everything down below. I'm pretty sure you say Calyx. It's basically the big square where they've got the 13 or 14 by 14 size holes, maybe 15 by 15, something like that. And it hosts so much more storage. Again, I feel so blessed because this room has so much storage in it. So now that I have this new cabinet in here, it's centered at the middle of my wall where I have all of my other cabinets. And then I brought back in my Hutches, which is right here behind me, and then a thinner one that is right next to it. So this whole wall is just filled up with lots of good space. Each cabinet is filled with tools and supplies that have all been organized just to make it look and feel a little bit prettier. Again, I have no idea, friends. I always just kind of take it step by step, which is the reason why I wanted to live in this space for a little bit before I started tearing it apart, painting it, doing all the things I did to it. One last noteworthy space to share is over at my desk. So I've got my crafting table and I've got my desk. My desk, oh my word. Friends, again, this is one of those things that you don't think you need it in your life until it's in your life, and then you're thinking, how did I live this long without this in my life? You know what I mean? Like, we all have something that I'm sure you could relate this to. So my desk is a great desk and I've been using it for a long time. But one of the things was when I would put out my planner, or like even put my thermos, my cup on my desk, all of a sudden my space was gone. I didn't really have a lot of space to work around on that desk. So I had these extra tables in my craft room already, and I shifted them over to make almost like a U shape for my desk. And then I put an Ikea drawer system over to the other side of my desk. So now I can spin around in my chair to all the different sides, and I have all of this table space to work at. The other thing that is pretty cool about that is the long table that's at my back. So I guess like in the middle of my room. That table, I now can line my projects up for the supplies I'm working with as I'm filming stuff. In the past, I would just find the most random places on the floor or on that kitchen sink that I have down here, or it just, like I said, random places. And it was never a good idea because sometimes Nyla would get a hold of things and chew things, or people would accidentally step on stuff. Like it's what happens when you have a family, right? So now I have this long table, which is really awesome because I can set up all my supplies on there. I feel so blessed and so grateful for that table space. Again, now that it's in my life, I can't even imagine, like, why did I take so long to figure that out? And I already had the tables, I just had to move it. Now again, I'm gonna link my other video where I show my past craft room, because I talk a lot about the drawers and what I have in the drawers in that video, but I will also link an Amazon video where I show a lot of my tools and other storage things that I had that I use here in my craft room. So I'm gonna link those here at the end so you can check them out. I hope you enjoyed this tour. I want to give a big, huge thank you to all of you for clicking on this video and watching it, and for just being here in general, for coming back video after video, leaving comments, clicking that subscribe button, giving the videos thumbs up. I am so grateful for all of you because you make this channel possible. Without you, I would just be Heidi sitting in her craft room doing her fun crafty things, and I'm just so grateful I get to share it with all of you. And don't forget, I post Tuesdays and Fridays at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now I'm going to recommend a couple of videos here at the end. I hope you will go and check them out. I am so, once again, grateful for all of you, and until the next episode, bye friends.